What a mouthful this nugget's going to be. The SoHo multifunction devices. And no, I'm not speaking about lower Manhattan in New York City. I'm talking about the person that needs to copy things at home in their small office, home office. They need to print pictures. They need to print documents. They might even need to fax. What? Yeah, I said it, fax. They need to scan things. There's all this functionality that might exist in a very low cost, net workable device that you install in their office. In this nugget, you and I are going to have fun. We'll do it together. A small office, home office, multifunction device, and we'll talk about all aspects of these. So your first concern is outfitting the small office, home office with exactly it is what the client needs to do. My client is my wife and my daughter. That's right. And we are going to equip them with a multifunction device that works perfectly. Now, what do they need to do? Well, they want to print. They want to print photographs. They want to print documents. They want to scan photos, documents. They want a copy machine. They want this thing connected to the house wirelessly so that they can do any of the stuff that I just described without being at any one particular device. So we're going to accommodate that for them. The features that might come up would be like photo printing, duplex printing. You know what duplex printing is all about? It's printing on both sides of the paper. This can save paper dramatically in office environments. So you might need to find out if your machine can duplex. Can it collate? Collating means, maybe we need to print 5 copies of a 10-page presentation and we want all the pages done beautifully in order so that we don't have to manually sort them and collate them later. Can you print both portrait and landscape? What about quality? If you're printing photographs, you would want the printer to be able to print in a much different manner than it would when it's printing just draft documents. So what device of many, many different multifunction devices that we had to choose from fit the bill? Well, it turned out to be the HP Envy 4520. Yeah, great photo printing, great document printing. This thing connects to the web and connects to my home network very, very simply. Notice there's a small little LED display that allows us to enter in the network information, and it is very, very quick onto our wireless network. Now that I've got the wireless information in and this device is plugged in and there's ink in it and it's ready to go, we go to the next step of using this printer in the home, and that is the software in the operating system. This is the driver's step, and it's absolutely critical. So this printer did not come with a disk to get any software or anything like that as far as drivers go. So could it be plug and play with our latest version of Windows, Windows 10? Well, let's cross our fingers. I do a search in Cortana for printers, and this dialog comes up. And I see that, sure enough, the printer is not there that is connected to the wireless network that this machine is connected to. But we do have the Add a Printer or Scanner button, so I'll try this. And look at this. It quickly finds it. It finds our HP Envy 4250, scanner. It finds all that great stuff. Excellent. I'm going to choose that. Notice it actually found it twice, but this seems to be the better driver to choose since it's found like the scanner that's part of that machine as well. So I'll click on that and I'll say Add Device. Now what we're seeing is the drivers that are part of Windows are being loaded. So this is such a common device that Windows is aware of this device and can load drivers for it. What we're going to do at the end of this process is we will immediately print a test page because we want to make sure this basic set of drivers baked into Windows is going to be able to successfully print to this device. So there we go, it's done, and it's now parked under our printers and scanners. Notice if we click here, we just have one option, and that's to remove it. The set as default is great. That's exactly what I want, and it's already selected. That's why it's grayed out. It's selected because Windows uses common sense here that this new printer, the only physical printer I have connectivity to, obviously that's going to be the device that I want to print to. Now, as you can see, I've left that page and I've gone over to the control panel because that page doesn't allow me to print a test page. You might think, well, Anthony, just fire up like Word and print a test page out of Word. Well, the test page is a great thing because it's going to give me a test of both color and black right away, and it's going to give me information about the drivers and the health of the whole printer in the Windows operating system. So in Control Panel here, I'll just go View Devices and Printers. And we should see, of course, the HP Envy device that we just installed. And there it is. The green check mark indicates that it is our default. I'll right-click that. And from the shortcut menu, I'll go to Printer Properties. And this very handy and important Printer Properties window launches. And I'll say Print Test Page. It will send that test page to the printer. We'll go over, retrieve it, and make sure everything is great. Now, when you and I selected the drivers to load, we selected the drivers that included scanning capabilities. Remember that? So I just went to Cortana in Windows 10 and I did a search for scan, and the Windows Scan app popped up. And sure enough, there's our HP Envy device recognized there, and we have the ability to begin scanning right away. Notice we're using the built-in Windows software. But you know what? With a multifunction device, there is probably going to be features that we cannot take advantage of if we limp along with the built-in Windows drivers and Windows software. So something that I'll do next is I'll go up to HP's customer support. I'll go to the HP Envy 4520 all-in-one printer, and I will download and install the full feature software and drivers so I can really make sure I can take advantage of everything that this remarkable device can do for us. Oh boy, now this is more like it. We can do things like test the ink levels now that we have the full software installed. We can do things like print from mobile devices, connect the printer to the web. Why would you want to connect the printer to the web? Well, how about having HP detect the ink levels and sending us ink as we're getting close to being low, so we never have to run out to the store for ink again? How about setting it up so that this can scan to the computer? In other words, we go over to the device itself and we say, all right, here's a photograph I just placed on it, scan it to the computer. So we initiate scanning to our PC when we never even visit the PC first. This is functionality that we have when we install the full software. We saw the Windows scanning software. Here's the HP scanning software, and we can see we have a plethora of more options compared to the basic Windows scanning utility. Well, now that we've got that fully functional and up and running, let's talk about something a little different. Now, that was super easy for everyone here in the network, the wireless network, because that device was wireless itself and jumped on the wireless network and immediately became available for everyone on that wireless network. What if this was a traditional wired connected printer? A very popular connection, as you know, is USB. So we have a USB connected printer and we want to make that available to others on the network. Well, that's when Windows can help out with print sharing. If we right-click the device, we can go back into Printer Properties, and inside Printer Properties, there's a sharing tab. So you could take this USB connected printer and you could share it out on the network using a certain name. Now, others in your Windows network can see that printer and they can print to it. You can even enforce security by giving people certain rights as to what they're able to do with that printer. Pretty cool. So I wanted to wrap this nugget up, just impressing upon you that there is lots of different ways we can end up sharing a device. In fact, look at this. This is pretty cool. So it's a printer that doesn't have wireless capabilities. So we attach it to this gadget, which is a wireless print server. So now all of a sudden it is on the wireless network and everyone can print to it wirelessly. When it comes to wireless connectivity, remember there's more options than just the 802.11 options. And remember, there's a ton of those options, right? It could be 802.11a, B, G, N, AC. AC would be the newest, latest, greatest, fastest standard, and we might not find that available in our printer yet. When it comes to Bluetooth, we could print to our device using this technology, but with Bluetooth, which is wireless, we need to be at least about 30 feet away in order for it to work. There might be an infrared port on your printer that allows you to do a line of sight between a portable device that has infrared in order to print to it. Something else I might want to mention here is when it comes to your wireless networks, there's two types that the printer may be participating with you in. If you have an access point like I do in the home, and you've got that access point configured to do the wireless for everybody, including printers, this is what we call infrastructure mode. Now, if you have a wireless printer and you have a wireless, let's say, laptop, and you just want to quickly allow them to communicate so you can quickly print, you don't need an AP. When you do wireless between two devices like this, it's called ad hoc mode. So please be aware, multiple ways we could wirelessly print. And for 802.11, it could be infrastructure mode we're in or ad hoc mode, and then Bluetooth and infrared or other options there. When it comes to wired connections for printers, recall that there's three major technologies we see, and that's serial connections, USB connections, or Ethernet connections. And I'll tell you, these days, you really only see USB or Ethernet. Serial is the traditional way to do it, and it's so slow that it's really fading away. Now, you might have a printer that has an integrated print server built right into it. What does this mean? It means that you connect it to the network and you don't need Windows in order to share it. In fact, the multifunction device that you saw in this particular nugget really does have the integrated print server in it, doesn't it? Because it could jump on the wireless network and then it could start serving up print jobs for anyone that connects to it over the wireless network. So we can have an integrated wireless print server functionality or a wired print server functionality in the device. So we don't really need the help of Windows when it comes to that device being shared on the network. Pretty cool. And remember too, there might be proprietary vendor technologies out there that you might need to support. For instance, a lot of my clients tell me, oh yeah, I need you to help me with a printer and it's got to do AirPrint. Absolutely got to do AirPrint. I don't bother explaining to them that it absolutely doesn't have to do AirPrint, since I can set them up with a printer that's not AirPrint and I can have them printing wirelessly from all their gadgets. But hey, whatever. If they have to have it, they have to have it. AirPrint is an invention from Apple where their devices can print wirelessly to the printer. It's just another, it's a competition, I guess, to like Bluetooth, right? This is an Apple invention where their mobile devices want to AirPrint, and that's fine. We can't equip them with this technology if it is what they demand. We just got to do our research and make sure the printer supports the proprietary AirPrint. So in this nugget, we took a look at the small office, home office, multifunction device, and we literally, you and I, installed one together. How fun. We got it fully functional for all the members of the small office, home office that would want to use that in order to print documents, photographs, scan, be a copy machine, you name it. I sure hope you found this nugget informative, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.